softly ring. When it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to love. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to love. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to love. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. I can think of younger days when living for my life was everything a man could want to do. I could never see tomorrow, but I was never told about the sorrows. How can you mend the broken hearts? How can you stop the rain from falling down? How can you stop the sun from shining? What makes the world go round? How can you mend this broken man? How can a loser ever win? Please help me mend my broken heart and let me live again. I can still feel the breeze that rustles through the trees and misty memories of days gone by. We could never see tomorrow. No one said a word about the sorrow. How can you mend the broken heart? How can you stop the rain from falling down? How can you stop the sun from shining? What makes the world go round? And how can you mend this broken man? How can a loser ever win? Please help me mend my broken heart and 'cause I'm bound to drift. Ooh, I'm gone, gone. You don't have to worry, no. Long as I see the light. Guess I've got that old traveling bone. But if you won't leave me alone, but I won't lose my way, no, no. Long as I see the light. Yeah.
working hard every day. Never notice how the time slips away. People come, seasons go. We got something that'll never grow. I don't care if the sun don't shine and the rain comes pouring down on me and mine. 'Cause our kind of love never seems to get old. It's better than silver and gold. I used to have a treasure chest, got so heavy that I had to rest. I let it slip away from me, didn't need it anyway, so I let it slip away. I don't care if the sun don't shine and the rain comes pouring down on me and mine. 'Cause our kind of love never seems to get old. It's better than silver and gold. I don't care if the sun don't shine and the rain comes pouring down on me and mine. 'Cause our kind of love never seems to get old. It's better than silver and gold.
invite you to the table. You see the same old thing. Ain't no food upon the table. There's no pork up in the pan. But you better not complain, boy. You get in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on me. Yonder come Miss Rosie, how in the world did you know? By the way she wears her apron and the clothes she wore, umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. She come to see the governor. She wants to free her man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on me. If you have all your use done, oh, you better do right. You better not gamble. Yeah, you better not fight. No. Oh, the sheriff will grab you, and the boys will bring you down. The next thing you know, boy, oh, you're prison bound. But let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light.
Smile, an everlasting smile. Her smile can bring you near to me. Don't ever let me find you gone, 'cause that would bring a tear to me. This world has lost its glory. Let's start a brand new story now, my love. Right now, there'll be no other time, and I can show you how, my love. Talk in everlasting words, heart away. It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away. It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand?
in God I know I'm one.
Would you please stand?
My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. Now the only thing a gal needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drum. Oh, mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.
Things. The home he built with our mum, in the town that he loved, on the island that he thought was paradise. His sense of humour, his stirring, his fondness for his friends and for his community, the open road, the sense of freedom of a drive, made all the better by a well-stocked caravan. And his family. Oh, how he loved the wife that he chose, proud of the children that they shared, and of the blessings that their life provided. Today we meet as a group of people who have known and who have loved Graeme Reginald Diprose. We are here today to mourn his death, but also to honour his life. A funeral service is an opportunity to join in taking our leave of someone that we have loved and that we have respected. But it is more than that. It's a celebration of his life, of his personality, and a time to comfort his family and friends who are here today grieving his passing. And so as we begin this service, I would like to thank you, Sandra and Marcus, Adam, Stephen, for inviting Parkside to care for you as a family and for allowing me to share a small part in the honouring of Graeme's life. On behalf of Graeme's family, I welcome you all here this afternoon. And for those of you who are watching this service via live stream, I welcome you also. Your presence is just as valued whether you are here in person or just in spirit. I'd like to take a brief moment just to pause here and mention the Wright family. Kim's mum Helen also passed away on the same day as Graeme. And so we hold Graeme Wright, Chris, Kim, Nicole and the extended Wright family in our thoughts this afternoon, and as well as tomorrow when Helen's service will be held. I'd like to invite Kim now to come forward and she can light a candle in memory of Helen. At the conclusion of this service this afternoon, the family warmly invite you to stay here at Parkside for a cuppa and a chat as we continue in remembering Graeme's life. And if you would like to take a moment now to turn your mobile phone off or onto silent as your mark of respect for Graeme, that would be great. I'd like to ask us all to be honest with death. Let's not pretend that death is less than it is. It is separation, it's sadness, and it's grief. But let us neither pretend that death is more than it is. It is not annihilation. As long as memory endures, Graeme's influence will be felt. It's not an end to love. Our need for love from each of us is boundless. It is not an end to happiness and to laughter. For nothing would less honour to a person such as Graeme than to make our lives drab in respect. Let us be honest with death, for in that honesty we will understand him better and ourselves more deeply. And so let us now begin to tell this story of Graeme's life. And to begin in doing this, I would like to invite Brian to come forward, and he has some memories from Graeme's siblings that he would like to share.
Unfortunately, Graeme's sister Betty, husband David and family, as much as they'd love to, due to COVID, could not be here from Victoria. So these are some words that Betty has penned that she'd asked me to read out, which I shall do. A tribute from Betty and family. To Sandra and family and friends gathered there, we are so sorry that we can't be there, but our love and thoughts are with you. We will have our own memories of Graeme, and many will be shared today. Here are just a few that are in my mind as I write these few words from the perspective of brother and sisters. One thing that was certain is that we would get an early phone call from Graeme on a birthday, or any special day. And he was always keen to know what was happening with the family. There were usually not many words spoken, because as you know, Graeme was not a man of words, of a few words. But you could be assured that if he had something to say, he would say it. Graeme was always really happy to see us when we called for a coffee or a meal or whatever. We have wonderful memories of camping at Stanley in 2003 and some great family fun we had together. We also visited them at times when they were camping, which we all know they like. David reminded me of the time early in their marriage when Graeme came to stay with them at Devonport. David's brother Robert was there also, and the three boys went out on the Mersey in a dinghy to catch a fish. There were not many fish caught, but there was a lot of fun. And remember, at one point, Graeme in the back of the boat jiggling his legs. And when Robert said, "What's wrong?" he said, "Oh, where's the toilet?" We will miss our spur of the moment catch-ups, whether it be at the Wivenhoe Krusty Bakery, great place, we called there again on the way down, Ulverston, Devonport or Elizabethtown, where we often catch up with Graeme and Sandra. We will miss you dearly. You will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, little brother.
Thanks, Brian. Now, Adam, if you'd come.
Before I start today, I'd just like to say thank you to my brother Stephen for looking after Dad so well. Your strength once his time had ended and allowing me to help prepare his body before he leaves this world means a lot to me, so thank you. Thank you for being here today, especially those people who have travelled or watching from abroad. Public speaking is not my strong point, so I really hope I can do it justice. For those who knew him, would tell you he was a quiet man with a personality so unique that most people who cross paths with him couldn't help be touched by his kindness. He was a devoted husband, father, grandfather and friend. To start with, I'd like to share a short message sent to us by one of his friends, Bill. He was a good friend. He was good to me. I'll never forget. I'm going to miss him. I'm so proud of him. Such a good heart. Now, if that doesn't say it all, I don't know what does. He showed his love in many different ways, usually followed by a grumble, a tut, or a click of the tongue. But in the end, he was always happy to help. I have many memories of Dad, like the way he taught us how to fish, endless summers at Port Sorrel, or the way he just cared for us when Mum was at work. But the one I wish to share today is one of my favourites, and one that kept occurring throughout my life. We all know Dad loved his ponytail, and no matter how much money Mum offered him, he would not get it cut. So with a style like that, obviously it needed washing, which ended up with him sitting in the kitchen on a chair with his top off, hair cascading down over his shoulders, sitting patiently while Mum would comb and blow dry his hair. He always reminded me of Fabio, and it always made me smile, even when I was a little boy. But it was in these moments But it was in these moments that I noticed the way Mum would take her time enjoying the conversations they had. And it was then I realised just how lucky I was to have parents that truly cared and loved each other. We were a lucky family. He was my father, but he also was my friend. And later in life, I would love nothing more than going for a drive on a nice day and finding somewhere for a sneaky beer. Just appreciating each other's company. This is what I'm going to miss the most, my friend. And someone I knew would always be there for me whenever I needed him, at whatever time. Dad, you'll be missed greatly, and I know your presence will always be with me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, and I hope that I made you proud. My only regret is that Arthur didn't get to know you better. Thank you.
So Myrtle used to come and watch the children, and Myrtle ended up getting married to Reg and becoming the children's stepmum. I'm told his older siblings, and these aren't in any particular order, Elvin, Betty, Glenda, Cheryl, Lorraine and Margaret, used to baby Graeme, being the youngest. Time went on and the family grew up, and Graeme met a young lady by the name of Sandra Simpson. They courted and eventually married again here in Burnie on the 3rd of August 1980. It wasn't long before they announced their first child, and so Marcus was born on the 14th of December 1981, soon followed by Adam on the 8th of August 1984, and finally Stephen on the 2nd of July 1986 to complete their family. They settled in Penguin, and there they have remained ever since, raising their family in their home in Ashwater Crescent. One of Graeme's biggest loves was camping, starting off with tents and upgrading to campers, pop tops and finally caravans. Their usual haunt of choice was Port Sorell, and the family had camped there every Christmas holidays for about 18 years straight. What was quite amusing was that all year Graeme was pretty much a homebody, happy to keep his own company, but come camping season, social Graeme emerged. Sandra told me that once camp was set up, he was soon off introducing himself to all the other campers. One of Graeme's jobs was to shut the boom gate overnight. No one's actually sure how he managed this some nights, as he'd quite often have a few beers under his belt by the 11 p.m. curfew time. It was not unknown for Graeme to have had an altercation with fire pit, fold-up chairs, guy ropes after having a few beers. But he was always up, and the gate was open usually by 5 a.m, and with usually no sign of the previous night's struggles. When the boys grew up and started having families of their own, that's when Graeme hit his stride. He loved being involved in their lives and the lives of their families. He revelled in feeling needed to help, even if he did grumble about it. He'd be the first one there, trailer hitched onto the car to lend a hand. I was told that Graeme was a collector, or maybe I should say an acquirer. I don't think Sandra will need to buy another pen in her lifetime. Not only pens, but tools and coins and anything else that took Graeme's eye. Graeme was the one who would remind the boys of upcoming birthdays and events. He would always be the first to ring and wish his family a happy birthday, as Brian mentioned, even if it was before the sun had come up. And don't forget the midnight calls on New Year's Eve. Graeme was described to me as indestructible. He never complained about his health, and he wouldn't even ask for as much as a Panadol. There was even the time that he'd broken his ankle. He never mentioned it until crawling into bed. He'd walk into the lounge room, change the channel on the telly, even if you were watching something, and promptly turn around and walk out again. It was the same with music. Sandra would be listening to a CD. Graeme would walk in and turn it off and put the radio on, just to walk off again. Sandra told me she doesn't even know how to use the bedroom TV remote, as she's never been allowed to touch it and it never left Graeme's bedside table. Graeme would watch reruns of TV shows over and over, but if Sandra was watching a movie for the second time, He'd soon change that honour too. You've already seen this one. Graeme loved to watch cooking shows. Interesting for a man who couldn't really cook. With Sandra working from home a bit in the last 18 months, Graeme would cook her eggs on toast or crumpets for breakfast, and that was about the extent of his repertoire. As he's gotten older, Graeme's gotten a bit more social. He'd love any excuse to go for a bit of a drive, maybe stop in for lunch somewhere, probably accompanied by a beer or two. He loved the trip they recently took to Fiji, and his remark upon getting home was, "We've got the passport, so where's next?" Unfortunately, COVID put a stop to any more overseas trips. He did, however, enjoy touring round Tassie. Graeme's time amongst us come to an end last Monday, October 4. It was unexpected, and we weren't ready to say that final goodbye. He was surrounded by the love and the support of his family. Graeme, may you forever rest in peace. And so we have remembered Graeme. We have honoured him with our words, in our thoughts, in the choices of the music that we've played and the photos that we have seen. And we now prepare to let Graeme go from our care. A poem and some short Bible readings that the family have asked me to share say these words. And it starts with, you can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that he has left for you. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live for yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that he is gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what Graeme would want, smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. And two short Bible readings. The first from 2 Corinthians 4, verse 16 to 18 says, "Therefore we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes on not what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." And Psalm 73 verse 26 says, "My flesh and my body may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." Sandra, we especially think of you and the loss that you now face. You've had Graeme in your life for some 41 years. Learning to live a new life without him will be the hardest thing you've had to do. Marcus and Andrea, Adam and Ella, Stephen and Kim, we hold you close in our thoughts as you come to terms with all that Graeme's death now means for you. Losing your dad is never easy. He's been there for you your entire lives, and now suddenly he is gone. We remember Ruby in heaven and her place in your lives. And then there is Jaden, Isabel, Ethan, Stephanie, Tyson, Rochelle, William and Caitlin, little Arthur, Graeme, Vinny, Lily and Stephen, or better known as Spud. Always remember this man and his love for you, his grandchildren. His blood flows in your veins. Be proud of all that he has shared with you. Elvin, Betty and Glenda, another one of your siblings, is gone, and he joins Cheryl, Lorraine and Margaret. You are the people who have known Graeme the longest. You shared childhood and adolescence with him, right up until just a week ago. The memories that you shared with Graeme now change as he is now part of your past and not your present. Grieving is bits of many things. It's memories, regrets and reminders, each of which bears its own special weight on the journey. And each bit has to be gone through patiently, silently, probably painfully, as one goes through old things collected over many years, considering each one separately, remembering, understanding, and assigning it to some new box within your heart. Healing too is bits of many things, smiles that multiply as the days pass. Sad memories turned warm by the returning sun, new people to love. A day will come when there will be more bits of healing than of grieving, and reasons for happiness will begin to pile up again. We now come to a time of thanks. And firstly, we thank Graeme himself. Thank you, Graeme, for being you, for being a wonderfully supportive husband to Sandra for 41 wonderful years, for being the best dad to Marcus, to Adam and to Stephen that you could be, and later welcoming Andrea and Ella and Kim into your family. For being the proud pop to Jaden, Isabel, Ethan, Stephanie, Tyson, Rochelle, William and Caitlin, to little Arthur, and to Graeme, to Vinny, to Lily and to Stephen. And for being an honorary poppy to many kids over the years, but a special mention here of Nicole and to Jace. For your love of camping, tents and caravans and campers, it didn't matter as long as it wasn't home and the beers were cold. And speaking of beers, for your love of a lunchtime beer, or in fact an anytime beer, and for passing that love on to at least one of your sons. Your sense of humour, your stirring nature, your eye rolls and your face pulling, mostly behind Sandra's back, and your enthusiasm for trying to get everyone to laugh along with you. For your ability to find a pen anywhere you went, and to bring those pens home. From what I heard, I think I'm going to repeat myself. For all of the things, Graeme, that made you you, the special, unique person that we have loved and that we will continue to love. And so I would like to now invite you to come forward and to take a flower or one of Graeme's pens and to place it onto his coffin, a last final act of giving to this man who has spent so much of his life giving to others.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you loved me. Ooh, you gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you loved me. Oh, you were
If I could ask you to return to your seats, I've still got a little bit to go. Ella, Stephen and Kim, the grandchildren. I say thanks to you, perhaps from Graeme himself. Thank you for being part of his life, for supporting him, for loving him, and maybe even sometimes putting up with him. And finally, I have some thanks from Sandra. Sandra wanted me to thank her 3 amazing sons, their partners and their families, for their support of her and indeed Graeme, and each other over the last month or so. She, and I'm sure Graeme, are so proud of the men that you have grown into, and they could not have asked for more from each of their sons and the families that they have made. At this time also, I express thanks from the family to the nurses and the caring staff in the ICU at the Northwest Regional Hospital. And also to you, the extended family and the friends, for the support, the care, the cooking, the phone calls and messages of support and sympathy expressed over the last few weeks. Thank you also for your donation that you may have made today to Epilepsy Tasmania. Graeme has lived with this at times debilitating condition, and so if we can provide some support or relief to other sufferers, I'm sure Graeme would be pretty happy about that. So Graeme, we say goodbye to your physical presence amongst us. And so we must commit you now. We commit you to our hearts, to our minds and to our memories. We commit to the telling of your stories so that others will know you. We commit to loving you from now until eternity, and we commit to supporting each other through our loss of you. We commit you to the stars to watch over us and to protect us. And gently and tenderly, we commit your earthly body to be cremated, eventually to return to the earth from which all life came and to which in the end all life return. Ladies and gentlemen, our service is now over. And as we leave this service and carry Graeme from the chapel, we're going to pause our procession just here in the foyer. And here we're going to share a toast of Gentleman Jack, a whiskey that Graeme received for Christmas. And then the family will continue escorting him into the gathering room and will rejoin us back out here in the chapel for refreshments once they have had some time for a private goodbye. I ask you please to stand.
On the bank of the river stood Running Bear, young Indian brave. On the other side of the river stood his lovely Indian maid. Little white dove was her name, such a lovely sight to see. But their tribes fought with each other, so their love could never be. Running Bear loved little white dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear loved little white dove with a love that couldn't die. He couldn't swim the raging river, 'cause the river was too wide. He couldn't reach little white dove waiting on the other side. In the moonlight he could see her throwing kisses across the way. Her little heart was beating faster, waiting there for her brave. Running Bear loved little white dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear loved little white dove with a love that couldn't die. Running Bear dove in the water,
Little white dove did the same, and they swam out to each other. Through the swirling stream they came. As their hand touched and their lips met, the raging river pulled them down. Now they'll always be together in that happy hunting ground. Running bear, love little white dove with a love big as the sky. Running bear, love little white dove with a love that couldn't die. On the bank of the river stood Running Bear, young Indian brave. On the other side of the river stood his lovely Indian maid. Little white dove was her name, such a lovely sight to see. But their tribes fought with each other, so their love could never be. Running Bear, love little white dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear, love little white dove with a love that couldn't die. He couldn't swim